up on the Pacific Ocean, not a bad way to wake up. God, with the rain and everything, it's almost reminding me of Florida a little bit. All the green. Pigeon Point Lighthouse, or Pigeon Point Light Station, was built in 1871 to guide ships on the Pacific coast of California. It's the tallest lighthouse on the west coast of the United States, and it's still an active Coast Guard aid to navigation. The headland and the lighthouse took its name from the ship carrier Pigeon that wrecked here in 1853. Wow. The restored lighthouse keepers housing has served as a youth hostel for travelers since the mid-1960s. So you can stay there, but you can't tour the tower anymore because of collapse of brickwork. Welcome to San Francisco. Got San Francisco State on the left. I almost went there instead of Berkeley. That was my backup plan. Well, like my fourth backup plan. So I'm in the outer Sunset District on the south side of Golden Gate Park, and I'm heading to the Great Highway. See, I heard that I might be able to park out there overnight, and I just kind of want to know what might be available to me if I want to come into the city and hang out, spend the night. So let's go check it out. I was just gonna say, well, street parking around here is terrible. You know, chances of ever finding street parking are very slim. Otherwise, you could probably get away with stealth camping on the street. Not so sure about me, and I did just see one actually that was big enough, a little bit of a curve. You have to be really careful about the no parking and the street cleaning signs. I made a rookie mistake when I first moved to San Francisco. Parked on the street. My boyfriend at the time and I were subletting an apartment in the Mission District. Parked down the street and woke up the next morning and our car was gone. And we were like, what the hell? It took us a little while to notice the signs and realize we'd been towed. Actually, that wasn't street cleaning. That was rush hour traffic. They clear parking off some of the busier streets to make 2 lanes for rush hour traffic, and that's what it was. So yeah, we had to go through a bunch of crap to get our car out of impound. Learned a lot of lessons the hard way moving to San Francisco. Not to leave a leather jacket on the front seat in certain neighborhoods, or maybe in any neighborhood. Where I come from, they don't break windows. I mean, you lock your car door, but that was like in the Tenderloin. I can't remember what we were doing there, but going to a restaurant or something, and yeah, we got our window broken and my jacket stolen. So, you know, you learn things as you go. We were young. We were in our early 20s. So I'm almost at the beach. I love this city. It's too crowded for me these days, though. I used to think that maybe I could move back. I mean, there's so much I love about city life, but not anymore. Yeah, it's definitely not for me anymore. See the ocean straight ahead? Here we are, almost the west end of the city. Lots of parking, but I see no parking signs. All right, they say, look at all the parking here though. No parking, 1 p.m., no parking, vehicles over 22 feet long. What does it say? Yeah, you'd be right outside somebody's house. No vehicles over 22 feet long or 7 feet high, 12 to 6 a.m. every day. So that rules me out. And I don't want to be somebody's view anyway. But just so you know, so I am on the Great Highway. So if you're in a van, you can park here, and there's plenty of parking. "22 feet long, what am I? 25. And 7 feet high, and I'm 10. Every day. And there's the beginning right there of Golden Gate Park. Golden Gate Park is kind of like New York's Central Park. It runs 3 miles. It splits the Sunset District and the Richmond District, and it used to just be a bunch of dunes going out to the ocean, and then they made it a park. But you can see the windmill there. I've never seen it run. I don't think it works anymore. I think it's just for decoration. The Cliff House, straight ahead. Famous Cliff House. It's burned down and been rebuilt a couple of times. It first began in 1858, and it has had at least 5 different versions of the Cliff House since then, and today it's a restaurant. So I'm at Ocean Beach parking lot, and this is no parking 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. That's only 3 hours. I don't know. I'm just thinking you might be able to make something work between this 3 hours and across the street. I'm sure if you got across the street, and if you were my size rig, if you got over there at 2 o'clock in the morning and stayed until 5, I'm sure nobody would mess with you, and then you come back over here. We're on California Street. Towards the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm not going to go over the Golden Gate today. But there's a couple places I want to go check out. Kind of taking the scenic route through the city. Showing you places that maybe you've never seen before. Some of the neighborhoods. This is not too far from Seacliff, which is probably the most exclusive neighborhood in the city. It's where all really rich people, movie stars, politicians live. We just passed the entrance to it. I didn't feel like going in. But there's a lot of really different neighborhoods in the city. Park Presidio is coming up. The Presidio is beautiful. No turns. I think I'm trying to get to the Palace of Fine Arts, which is one of my favorite places in this city. I'm not sure I'll be able to find parking, and it's too windy, but oh shoot, I don't want to do this. Ah, crap. Well, maybe I do. All right, we're trying to get to the marina. Okay, we're heading into the Marina District. there is my favorite place in the city. Palace of Fine Arts. You see the dome there? But this place is beautiful. It's always been one of my favorite places in the city, especially at night, and you'll see why in a minute. You ready for this view out my front door? Ta-da! Palace of Fine Arts. One of my favorite places on earth. Definitely one of my favorite places in San Francisco. And I got front row parking today. Yay! The Palace of Fine Arts was built in 1915 for the Panama Pacific Exposition to house works of art. But it is one of few structures from the fair that still survives and actually sits on its existing site here in the Marina District in San Francisco. It's one of the few remaining structures from the exposition that still stands in its original site. It was rebuilt in 1965 with renovation of the lagoon and the walkways and the seismic retrofit. Palace of Fine Arts was designed by Bernard Maybeck, who took his inspiration from Roman and ancient Greek architecture. The design is essentially a fictional ruin from another time. Most of the exposition was demolished when the exposition ended, but the palace was so beloved that the Palace Preservation League, founded by Phoebe Apperson Hearst, was founded while the fair was still in progress. Seems like a friend of mine and I looked up that house a couple of years ago and it was like $5 million. Look at the view. Yeah, beautiful neighborhood. Can't believe I found parking.